What is up everybody, I'm hoping you're all well and you all had a wonderful Christmas and a fantastic New Year. Before I start this video I would like to apologise for the lack of videos that I've been uploading since around mid-November time. The reason for that, mid-November to the end of November I was very busy working on other projects which I'm very excited to tell you guys about when it gets further down the line and they're more, well, closer to actually being done. The reason for the lack of videos in December is because it was a festive season. I was working quite a lot as well, but I was spending a lot of time with my family and friends. I had a lot of fun, it was a great time. But now that 2018 is here, it's time to look back over 2017 and look at some of the best movies of the year. Just before I start this list, this is my own personal list. These are movies that hit me more personally, the ones that I enjoyed the most out of the entire year. For example, there may be movies that were completely flawless, that didn't have the same rewatchability as some movies that did have a few flaws here and there. I also didn't get to see every movie that came out this year, so if there is a movie missing, it may be because I haven't seen it or that I just didn't get a chance to upload my review for that movie. Having said that as well, all the movies on this list will be movies that I have reviewed, so that means some movies that I have seen, including Wonder, will not be on this list because I loved that film. It was great, same as Get Out. I thought it was a great film as well. But because I didn't have time to review those movies, guys, I'm not going to put them on the list. I'm just going to focus this list on movies that I have uploaded reviews for, because I'm not going to go into great depth when I talk about these movies. So if you do want to see my full reviews, just check out my channel. You can find each and every review on there. With all that being said, let's start this list. There are a lot of great movies out this year, so I'd just like to start the list with a few honourable mentions that didn't quite make my top 10 list. Those include Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Wonder Woman, the Lego Batman movie, Silence, Split, Manchester by the Sea, Beauty and the Beast, Dunkirk, and The Big Sick. Did not make this list, but I do recommend checking those movies out if you get the chance. Kicking this list off at number 10 is It, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Without a doubt, one of the best horror films of the year. Not only that, it also blended horror and comedy really well together. It was a really entertaining film, a lot of fantastic performances, and Bill Skarsgård was absolutely fantastic as Pennywise. I can't wait to see Chapter 2 when it is released. At number 9 is A Monster Calls. This movie came out in 2016, I believe, for the US. For us here in the UK, we got it on New Year's Day, I believe, so for us here it's a 2017 movie. There may be quite a few movies like that on this list. This movie being a prime example of that, because not only did this movie have me hooked to the story, the visuals during the storytelling scenes were absolutely gorgeous, the acting was outstanding, the visual and practical effects were outstanding, and the last 30 minutes of this movie had me in tears. I loved this film. Not many people got the chance to see it, so I do highly recommend you guys check this out if you get the chance. In at number 8 is another movie that came out in the US in 2016, but for us here we got it in February in 2017. That is Patriots Day. Patriots Day I thought was a very, very entertaining film, action-packed, thrilling, one of the most tense films of the year. Mark Wahlberg gave a great performance, Peter Berg directed this movie phenomenally, and it proves that these two are a team to keep an eye out for in the future. In at number 7 is Wind River, one of the most grounded, gritty, realistic films I've seen this year. Incredibly hard to watch at certain times, especially when you take into account that this is based on a true story, I believe. I could be wrong there, but I heard it was based on a true story. Jeremy Renner gave it one of his best performances to date. Elizabeth Olsen was also fantastic. Jill Birmingham was absolutely fantastic as well. And Tyler Sheridan, however you pronounce his name, he has proven himself to be not only a great writer, but a fantastic director as well. And at number 6, the conclusion to a trilogy that I have loved every movie of. War for the Planet of the Apes is my number 6. I love this movie. It was action-packed, it was thrilling, it was emotional. No movie I think has ever made me care so much about a CGI ape than I've ever done for this film. I do think it is a crime that Andy Serkis will not be nominated for an Academy Award for a Best Actor for his role as Caesar, because he is absolutely phenomenal in this role. In at number 5 is another movie that was brought out in the US in 2016. For us here, 2017, February, we got this movie, Hacksaw Ridge. I loved this movie. It was heartfelt, it was powerful. Andrew Garfield gave one of the best performances I've ever seen from him. An outstanding film. Mel Gibson directs this movie perfectly. He's definitely back on form. Highly recommend checking this movie out. Definitely one of the best war movies out there. And it's definitely up there along with Saving Private Ryan as one of the greatest war epics to ever come out on screen. At number 4, yet another movie that was brought out in 2016 in the US that we got hit in January 2017. That is La La Land. I love me a great musical. Not only was this a great film, but Ryan Gosling nailed it in this movie, as did Emma Stone. Their chemistry was fantastic. The music was absolutely gorgeous. The cinematography was stunning. Everything about this movie I absolutely loved. I've rewatched it so many times. I've listened to the soundtrack over and over and over again, and the songs, the music still resonates with me. I think it's fantastic. If you haven't checked this movie out and you are a fan of musicals, I highly recommend you do, because it is one of the best musicals of the year. In at number 3 is Baby Driver. Edgar Wright's stylistic directing fit this movie so well. It was a very, very fun and entertaining film. That's all this movie needed to be. Fun and entertaining. Not only that, it was hilarious, the acting was outstanding, and the music in the movie was absolutely fantastic. And the way that the beats line up with a lot of the action sequences and gunshots in this film, which you don't really notice on first viewing. This is a good thing about this movie as well. It has multiple viewings. It's a fantastic film. Again, highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. In at number 2 is a movie that reminded me why I love movies so much, because not only was the cinematography gorgeous, the acting was outstanding, the directing as usual was fantastic by this guy. Denis Villeneuve proves that he's one of the greatest directors working today. This movie is Blade Runner 2049. I was absolutely blown away by this movie. Ryan Gosling gives a fantastic performance, as does Harrison Ford, one of the best he's ever been for quite a while. And what I like most about it is it respected everything that came before in the original movie without revealing anything too much that the original movie left unanswered. And sure, it was a divisive movie, but I highly recommend checking this movie out if you haven't already. It is fantastic. It honestly is one of the most beautiful movies I've seen this year. But the reason Blade Runner 2049 did not get my number 1 spot is because I grew up with Hugh Jackman in this role. And I'm pretty sure saying that gives away what movie it is. It is, of course, Logan. Logan is my number 1. I grew up with Hugh Jackman in the role of Wolverine since I was 5 years old. First movie came out in 2000, so yes, I was definitely 5 years old. So for me, it hit really hard that they did this character justice and took him out in a way that was really heartfelt, really well done, really powerful. Hugh Jackman gives one of his best performances as the character of Wolverine, as does Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. The action sequences were stunning. James Mangold directs this movie so beautifully, and the cinematography, of course, was gorgeous. I absolutely love Logan. It didn't move since it came out in March. It remained my number 1 throughout the entire year. Again, if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend checking it out. Okay, so those are my top 10 best movies of 2017. Do you guys agree with my list? What don't you like about my list? What were your top 10 movies of the year? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.